Thank you.
What'd she say?
Yeah, you're right. Oh, look, there we
There
go.
we go.
Why does it look like it's just me?
Because it is.
Because it is, I like that.
Important people, right?
Yeah,
in the
we moved
center.
right back out of the way.
That's where the power is.
Jen is in charge.
Mhm.
This may or may not, yeah, I was gonna do that, that's fine. Cody will do that on the back end.
Do
So-
what?
So, to live stream it to YouTube.
Okay,
So, this is not being live streamed. It is being recorded.
So how do you get a hold of the recordings if we wanted to go through last meeting's?
They're
They're
on-
on YouTube. Oh, they-
Yeah.
I think he put the other one up within like 48 hours, if not sooner.
Yeah, he does it pretty quickly. Although it's weird, it didn't tell me it was in practice mode.
does that meet open meeting guidelines?
What does? Not live streaming?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
I mean, we were not live streaming for a year, so.
Yeah,
We don't have to live stream.
okay,
It's, as long as the meeting is correctly posted
Yeah, it says,
and all of that.
says in person, convene
Yeah.
in person.
Yeah.
okay.
Alright, well, now it's 6:32, so I'll call the meeting of the Coventry Land Trust to order. We have a quorum. If we could do a quick roll call, I'll start with myself, Jenna Odell. That way,
Josh Chase?
Read the grade. Arthur Chapman.
Rory Carmody?
Scott Savigny.
ready, thank you. So evacuation instructions, please.
Out that door or that door, and then to the left and outside.
Wonderful. Onto the minutes from October 27th. Anyone have any corrections, issues, problems?
I did not, my old feeling.
Anything? Do I hear a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Right.
Meeting minutes approved. So for a treasurer's report, Lynn is out sick. So. That's not gonna happen. She did submit a list of notes, so it's at the back of your packet of just some items she wanted to bring up tonight, or had planned to bring up tonight. So I know there's nothing specific on, the treasurer report itself, but she did have an item on going over the new budget, the one that's online is a sheet.
Hello.
Good evening. Please introduce yourself for the recording.
Who's also coming? So any suggestions on the budget?
So we do have that as item 7.4 as well. I don't know if you wanna.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering about that. Alright, so. We'll discuss that then, in terms of outreach and volunteer efforts. So Lynn put up she put together the 3 different surveys, for property maintenance, property visits, and then general to choose from people visiting the properties. So I had a chance to take a look at them. They're all kind of as pilots right now. Did anyone else get a chance to run through them?
Were they meant
I
to
have
be,
not yet.
yeah, were they meant to be live and
They
for our
were
use
live.
or just,
Yeah.
just to look at?
No, they were live.
Alright.
Yeah. Yeah, if you could just run through them, they're in your email from 3 weeks ago, somewhere around there. There's 3 of them, and then she's just looking for feedback, like, did it make sense? You know, did it work? All sorts of things like that. So, and then those will go on the website. Well, the one for maintenance will go on the website, so that way if folks come across like TVs or logs or whatever, then we know and we can address it. And in terms of outreach and volunteer efforts, otherwise, the library sent us a lovely card thanking for us for all the work we have done with them.
Oh, nice.
So this past year, and we look forward to another year of doing things together. Any other things? So I'm not the only one talking. No other outreach volunteer things? Okay,
Nothing left from the high school.
okay.
I'm not sure if it goes here or fundraising and membership opportunities, but I still have that honey.
Oh, okay, no one picked it up,
Yeah,
okay. Okay. Let me look back on the name.
Okay.
To see if I can't call them again,
yep.
all right.
I don't know if this goes in this section or not too, but I mean, the stuff you sent out about the signs. I think we had talked about reaching out to Boy Scouts
Mhm.
and so forth, but I don't know that anybody took that job.
Would you like to?
I'm happy to. I
Yeah.
just want to make sure that we're
Okay.
making some progress.
Yeah.
So
That
we
would be
would,
great.
we will be talking about, we need to spend the money by the end of 2026, correct?
For the
So
for
ARPA
ARPA?
funds, yes.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is it fiscal year or calendar year?
It was December,
Okay.
so
Like it's a lot more time.
calendar, yeah.
So we'd be asking about whether they'd be interested in doing the sign installations, right? I mean, that's what they did for the.
If you want to. I mean, I had just, my guys, I had suggested as a winter project, my guys
Yes.
could construct the wooden kiosk frame, but there's plenty of, like, if somebody's looking for an Eagle Scout project, it's a good project for a scout to do.
Unless we
So-
want them to do,
They
little
would,
bridges.
yeah, they would probably need, like, an Eagle Scout project, probably need a good, like, year lead time just to do, I mean, it could probably be compressed. They really work hard. They just have to do the fundraising and then for the materials and then coordinate a time to actually do the project,
So
but
they fundraise for the materials?
they do.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so the scout would, whether it's a kiosk or whether it's a footbridge, basically the scout would come to probably the town as the sponsor and be like, hey, can we do this? I'm sure they would come to planning and it would be like, yeah, no problem. And then they would explain what they were gonna do. They'd go off. They would then spend time fundraising. They'd have a mentor who would then walk them through the project to be like, okay, this is what it involves, this is what you need to do. And then they would basically be on their own to do that project and then just report back to the town and just say, hey, it's completed. Can you take a look at it, sign off on the paperwork? But if a scout was interested in a project and wanted to do that, then that would be
Okay.
good. There's a scout in my neck of the woods in North Smithfield who's doing just finished a kiosk for, I think he just did the frame. I don't think he's doing the actual graphic that goes inside. But he raised money for all the wood, put it in, dug the holes and got it done. So, but footbridge is another one too. Depends on how ambitious the scout wants to be.
Right.
Yeah,
Up in my neck of the woods in North Smithfield, there was a scout that took just a pocket park with a monument and made all these he put lights onto the flagpole So buried some conduit and then made a couple of walking paths. So that was extremely involved. It can be as simple as just a kiosk, so for the land trust purposes, it depends on how.
Okay.
But it might be worth reaching out to them and being like, hey, if a scout ever comes to you looking, some scouts don't know what to do. So what they have to do is they have to find a mentor within their troop, which is usually an adult, registered adult in their troop. So, somebody with a construction background might be a good person that if they're picked as their mentor would be like, hey, land trust needs some help doing this. Footbridge, kiosk, something like that. It might be another type of project. That could be it as well. Yeah.
Does it have to be construction?
It does not. The goal of the project is to show leadership. So, like there's a scout in our town did a collected stuff for 200 like care packages for homeless people. So it doesn't have to be construction. It has to be a project that the scout shows leadership. Whether that's through fundraising, through the project itself, and getting other scouts together and basically leading that project, being like, we're going to do this XYZ, and because scouts is scout led. So yeah, it doesn't have to be construction. You could be in touch with them and they could think, you could just mention that we have these properties. If there's ever anything when people are walking through, then they may come up with their own idea and present it. And you can say, yeah, or you can say, well, it'd be better if you go in this direction, offer some suggestions. So it's a good resource to have. Yeah.
Because if they want to take out invasives, that's a lot of labor.
Yeah, I think, like what would that entail? Like what kind of, is that just basically kind of just
Because
pulling
a lot of his,
stuff?
yeah,
That'd
pulling,
be
cutting.
good for them to earn their conservation badges.
Yeah,
That's true. You do that.
I've had them do it on my property, but there was a troop from Massachusetts that came down to work on my property.
Massachusetts.
It was my nephew's troop.
Oh, but yeah, that
They
could
came
work.
I don't know if they would do something like that, but
That's
what
good,
they
though.
might, if it's incorporated with maybe better defining trails and marking trails.
Okay.
Or, something of that nature, like that's a component of it, but this trail needs to really be cleared and they have to go in and maybe cut some brush back and better define the trail and then
Okay.
put trail markers around.
Yeah, we could do that, because
Something
Bibble's
like
the
that.
worst in terms of invasives. Like,
Yeah.
you just need to clear it, a lot of it. But yeah, there are some trail areas that I think could use a better, upkeep or boating particularly.
Right,
Always these problems.
right, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So you can reach out to them and see.
You'll take
See
it.
what they say, see what their feedback is. Maybe they've heard from some scouts that are looking for sort of nature-based projects.
Sounds good. And we could still we could pay for the graphic printing. Because we have our sign budget.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, unless the scout raises a lot of money and is really ambitious. Sometimes it's the ambition of the scout and what they want to do. So, but in lieu of that, like for our department, we can help you out in that regard, combine our efforts and get stuff up. So I think the main thing would probably be uniformity. So whatever, so everything kind of looks the same. So the land trust property all has the same look to it. So you go there, whether it's the type of signage that's there, whether it's the build of the kiosk, like it's all kind of uniform and kind of looks the same. So people can tell, oh, this is a land trust property, or this is not a land trust property. This is VEM property or something like that. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
So you didn't do all the talking.
I'm that way. I'm like, what's going on here? In terms of website page updates, Lynn is also sick. So,
That is not active yet, is it?
no,
Okay.
no, it's,
That's why I ended up finding
yeah,
the Facebook URL a little off as I was looking. I was wondering if
not yet.
that page was active.
Yeah,
Okay,
soonish.
okay.
But you forwarded on the email also?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So, get that updated. At least, you know, folks are looking now, they'll have something.
Sure.
Yeah, hopefully this can go live soon. So on the important calendar date front, so the big one is the Land and Water Summit is coming up in March. I know we've talked about it a bit. But as we're approaching it, at some point, we will need to decide who's going and then authorize funds for it. I don't know prices yet. In terms of tickets, it's really wonderful for us to go though. We usually learn a lot and network a lot. And tickets are usually like 60, 80 bucks a person, so they're not bad. And then we've another one that was emailed to me today. Figured out. Yeah, and this is kind of tangential to the summit in March as well, on the 14th, the week before. The Rhode Island Environmental Education Association is doing their own summit. If you would like to attend, same thing, we just need to figure out who's going and authorize funds.
Is that you all right too?
Let me see. One second. I'm not sure if they know where it's happening in. It just says when it is.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Stay tuned. But that's the date. This is 14th.
Mhm.
And then I attended a networking event last Thursday with the Land Trust Council and other members of Land Trust, and what it ended up being is I was the only one there from a municipal land trust. That was kind of interesting. But it was a lot of like talking about capacity building and like resources and making sure that folks are aware of the Land Trust Council's resources. So I want to make sure you all know that they have like, they call it the resource library. They have all sorts of wonderful stuff. It's on the website. They're there for us to use, like we pay them $120 a year.
Mhm.
So just remember that they're there. They're lovely people. They have everything out there from like invasives to conservation to budgeting. All right. Any potential properties of interest that are not listed here?
So I was talking to Lynn when we did the Whipple Trail. I don't know like what you guys are looking for when it comes to like property, but I drive by like there's an area on Harkney Hill and it's 222 Harkney Hill Road. And it looks like abandoned.
Mhm.
And I don't know if you wanted to pull it
Yeah,
up here or
yeah.
whatever, but
Can we, just as following up from our conversation with Maria, I feel like there was the thought that we should do a whole, GIS mapping of the town of Coventry and try to identify areas where we want to pay particular attention. I don't think that's a bad idea, honestly. I mean, we can look at individual properties, but if we have an idea of what specifically we're looking for as far as value, maybe worth doing that sooner than later.
I went, you mentioned that the comprehensive plan is online, so I went online and there is a map, but it's not available online. No, it was a use map or something. I was trying to find some information that, because we can't be the first ones to put this together. What areas of the town have the most significant importance
Yeah, I know.
to preserve.
Like the state identified, they called it Coventry Corners, I think, about 10 years ago. They didn't identify it as like a high value area or high development area, and no one was really sure what that meant. But it's right on.
That's a great piece of property.
How many acres is that?
It's big.
So this house used to be right here. And now it's empty.
Like that house is no longer there, but there is a house in here somewhere, but it looks abandoned. This is a dirt road that winds and comes up here to a house over here, because I kayak over here all the time, and I mean, you can't really see them there.
So that's opposite like Zeke's Bridge?
Zeke's Bridge is this way, so Maple Baptist Church is right here,
Oh, okay.
where you would catch onto Hill Farm Road.
Okay.
Oh, gotcha, huh. Can you tell me?
It just looks abandoned, and it's like,
Yeah.
and it's on the pond.
11.7.
Oh,
So I don't know, like, what would be like the process of like,
contact the owners,
so it'd be Russell Kawa?
West Greenwich. Beaver Hill Road, West Greenwich, yeah.
Yeah, so probably no one's in it right now.
Yep.
There's nothing, I mean, it's just the area right now, and it looks like an abandoned house over here.
I wonder if they've gotten pressure from people on the other side of the street who've been developing right behind the Dollar General.
Oh,
Mm,
the whole
area.
plat?
Oh, maybe
No, not
Oh,
this
this-
field, right,
yeah,
yeah. the corner.
42.
But that would, you know, from a, what would be the value of it? I mean, one thing that would be kind of nice about this, I mean, it's 11 acres is not, that's not gonna, and it's kind of completely boxed in by neighborhood, so it's
Yeah.
not like this is gonna be a great wildlife corridor or anything, but it could be a good spot if we actually put trails on it and provided somewhere for people to go, for this whole group of Coventry residents, somewhere they could go walk. and-
Well, you could go like, you could put like another place to kayak or whatever, or picnic tables and just
Yeah.
places to sit, rather than parking over here at Zeke's Bridge and like coming in and out of there around that corner
Yeah,
and
just
stuff.
a
So
bit
I'm
of-
just trying to think like, could
That's
be
a
just
good
another,
point.
There's, where's Hartney Hill? Oh, it's there. So if you go up Hartney Hill and then take a left,
Like a Fish Hill or?
yeah, I think, isn't there a whole, conservation section in there against the it's on the water though, so it's the other, it would be.
Oh.
So part of that is Big River.
River.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
part of Big
Yeah.
River?
Yeah, that's
But
second.
you access it from Fish Hill Road, because I've been in there
Yeah.
before, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
Big
here.
River.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's owned by the state.
Is it?
Yeah, and it goes up a little bit towards Stella Hall as well, Big
Yeah,
River.
it's owned by the state.
Like a little spit.
This is owned by the state as well, it says, yeah,
Yep.
which is weird. Because there's part of a mobile home park on it. Huh,
Lease land.
interesting. But anyway,
Yeah, that's Westwood Estates, I think.
no, this is
Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong. Sorry.
Bramblewood,
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Okay, well,
Well, we can certainly contact the owner. Did the town tell us if they were in arrears of their taxes or whatever? Is there, you know, what would that work if we were a foreclosure type of thing?
Josh?
That is a question for somebody smarter than me.
Okay.
Yeah. I've
Right,
never
the town would
seen-
just take it over if they're for non-payment of taxes.
That's what I thought, but remember the building on, down by, the housing where they just raised it, they had to take down the building, that big yellow building. They hadn't been paid taxes in years, they just kind of like took it down by Ames, not Ames Street, across from the funeral home there, I can't think of the name of the,
Across from,
oh,
you know
yeah,
what I mean? The
Mhm.
big giant.
right near
like
like the Shell
Yeah, like
station
a-
over there, yeah.
a block and a half, and they just took it down because they hadn't been paid in years on taxes, so they finally took it by, right, and it's empty now, it's just a, you know, piece of land now, but it'd be interesting to see if taxes are being paid on it, and
Well, do we have our letters ready to?
Well, I mean, I
With
think
that-
that is an agenda item coming up, but that, I made the changes that we talked about. I think the question is, you know, what is our strategy? Are we sending it out, just, you know, casting a net? Or, you know, sending it out to everybody who's on the open spaces list already, plus whatever targeted people. Um,
Or do we need to know where we want to focus our efforts? And
that was the
this-
question, is whether we do the strategic conversation first and then target the letters to those people.
So to that now, do we want to schedule a special session? Because having that conversation
It's scheduled in
Wow.
January.
we
I
have,
feel like we do.
that's not helpful.
Other than a regular meeting, that's all I'm aware of.
I thought we were doing an easement or some discussion with Maria or something, no?
That was the,
CLT special
November.
meeting on the 12th, we
Something in a follow-up to that,
scheduled.
you know.
Okay, there's a Monday.
Well,
Mhm. I'm a little worried I might be away, but we do have it on the calendar. A bit.
Oh, just see your message just popped up that you're underway, but
I had a really good time despite having to pull over to Santa.
wow, you get to
oh,
see him?
tonight Santa?
Mm.
what was the purpose of the special meeting?
I don't know if it was the onboarding materials conversation and putting together our onboarding packet, or
Santa now.
if we want to do the strategic thing.
Yeah, because I have it for the 12th to 5 to 6 p.m.
I have 5%. I think we know ourselves better than to think it would just be an hour.
All right.
So what would we do strategic? Well, we have our strategic plan, strategic targeting, however.
So how do
is
we
it
do that?
like develop the,
Like, what is the information that we're gonna utilize to make those strategic, to do that strategic?
so that's part of the thing. That's part of the issue is like, it's a little bit of philosophical discussion of like, what do we want to prioritize? You know, do we want to prioritize wildlife habitat? If so, then yeah, probably not that. That would all be out in Western Coventry. Do we want to prioritize the open space? Now we're talking here, so. That would be, I think, part of it.
Yeah.
And can we get the diagrams or the pictures from the comp plan that's not available online? That,
So the only reason I hesitate is that we have a new comprehensive plan that is going to be approved pretty soon.
It is.
It's
No, they were working on it 3 years ago.
yeah, it's still the same one.
Okay.
But it is my understanding that the majority of the comp plan will be being approved very soon. So I wonder if we should pull from that one instead.
When, do you know when soon is? We
Uh,
probably should, but
months, not years. But I did, there is also the question, can we pull from a strategic plan or a comprehensive plan that has not been officially approved yet?
Well,
I think the
I wonder-
answer is if we're just gonna pull maps and things like that, I don't see anything wrong with that,
Mhm.
but I want to make sure.
particularly if they didn't change. If they
Yeah.
didn't change, then let's use it now, because it's my understanding our acquiring, I forget what property we had the trying to get a oh,
Emma Pettigrew.
yeah,
Development rights?
yeah.
Hmm.
That's being held up by the assistant town manager until we do any of this stuff. So, you know, do we wait? And it's gonna just wait several more months until that plan is done and then start coming up with something that we believe we should focus on? Or is there any way to get the information we need to put something reasonable together? That,
I thought the town was gonna do another appraisal.
Yes.
So I thought that was, and then based on that, then we could move forward or not with the purchase of Pettigrew.
So there is going to be another appraisal.
Okay,
I'm in the process of getting that together. Um, and I think it was Maria's suggestion that we get a plan together to, figure out what properties the land trust wanted to have some criteria to figure out what properties the land trust wanted to attack. That's not distracting at all.
no,
You're right out there.
Yeah.
I can see 'em.
in light of everything else
Yeah.
going on these days, it's a little unnerving too, but.
Yeah. So I think, by the time we get the appraisal done,
Mhm.
I think we're probably going to be in pretty good shape. If we do have this special meeting in January, I think we're going to be in pretty good shape to be able to say to the town, we have a second appraisal and we have these criteria about what properties we want to go after.
Mhm.
Here's why we still think the Pettigrew property is a good quality property to go after.
Mm.
That's my take.
Mhm.
I mean,
I don't want to.
I'm here to help.
Because it's taken long enough,
Yeah.
Yeah.
for
Pettigrew.
years, yeah.
Yeah.
especially if he's gonna do another one.
Mm.
Potentially. Don't.
So, on the January special meeting, we're going to focus on strategy then, is the plan.
Well, how do we all feel? I'm good with that.
Yeah. And
Everyone-
will we have an appraisal by January?
We will let, maybe.
Okay,
And I can ask Elsa, I mean, she's been doing nothing but GIS mapping for school, and I think, I don't know what information she would need to try to prepare some information ahead of time for the meeting. And do we want to think about, are there species of wildlife that we want to focus on?
Let's see it.
You know, if that's part of the plan, then GIS mapping can help you figure out where the habitats are that are
Correct.
appropriate for those species.
And that's where we need Lynn.
yeah,
All the days she's sick, yeah. But yeah, and also, overlaying like soil layers forest layers, topography, all sorts of stuff like that.
mhm.
So it is a philosophical thing of what do we want to focus on? What wildlife do we want to focus on?
Can we still get the old one?
Yeah.
The old map,
Mhm.
so that we at least have a starting point to discuss.
Mhm.
I know I did, once I had the comp plan up, I let AI do a search for properties the town wants, or areas of the town that are of significance for, no whether, I don't know exactly how I worded it, but it came up with Lake Mishnock recharge area and wetland areas and blah, blah.
Yeah.
What would be helpful for me, I think, and I kind of tried to do it, but I'm not good at looking at this map, but is somehow having a map that has colored in, like the land the state owns, the land the town owns, the land Nature Conservancy owns.
Oh,
Because
Audubon.
all Audubon, so
Yeah.
all of the conserved spaces already, because if we're talking about corridors and,
Right.
connectivity
Throw a national grid in there too.
and
Just
national
in a
grid.
big swath.
Because I have
Yeah,
a feeling
yeah,
that'll be
Peck
enlightening.
Town
Yeah. Water authority, yeah.
Yeah,
There you can certainly see wildlife corridors
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
that way.
Right through
Yeah.
there, yeah.
I mean, let me talk to Elsa about that, maybe with the two, maybe we can work on that ahead
Yeah.
of time.
I would also speak to Lynn, 'cause,
I'll see what
Yeah.
he's got already.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
Lynn used to run GIS and stuff.
Yeah,
She's really good, and what we could potentially have her do is have her bring a computer and just throw layers up.
right.
see how things look.
I'm not sure what this is going to pop up with, but I believe,
Oh, I think, yeah, I think. there's gonna be something.
yeah, any second now.
It's round.
Probably focusing on umbrella species would also be ideal.
Focusing on what, I'm sorry,
Umbrella species.
what are umbrella species?
So there's species that
Whoa.
have, in effect, kind of a specific niche that things like deer do not have.
There we go.
Common species, but in conserving land for an umbrella species, like the gopher tortoise is a really good example, but not here. You consider the land for other things that are benefiting from that. You know, if you block off 50 acres for turtles, well, birds are gonna use it and bugs are gonna, you know. So that would probably be our best bet if we want to target wildlife that way. And
And these would be
definitely,
native species,
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, and then definitely wetlands,
Yeah.
because they're so, you know, development pressure is one thing, but also just the sensitivity and the biodiversity of the habitat, as well as the ecosystem services.
So this map is not gonna be helpful, because I know yeah, this is the Land and Water Conservation Fund.
Hmm.
It's not what I was hoping for. There is a map. I can get together with turn conservation. I can go through this and figure out,
It does exist,
yeah,
something, 'cause I
yes.
have seen it.
yeah. Yeah, because that's where I got all the info on whether or not our properties have conservation restrictions on them.
That's a conservation opportunities.
It wasn't this one.
No?
No, it was
We should also, that map, that accompanies the wildlife action plan. The action plan is about to be refinalized after 10 years. They get re-upped every 10 years, so we should look at that as well.
let's see what happens.
Oh, new snack is in there.
Yeah. I mean, but I don't.
That looks like,
But new snack, I think that's the property Lynn's always talking about. Looks like
Yeah.
wetlands, there's a for
Right.
sale sign up, but they want like $2 million
3
for.
million.
3 million.
It's a-
3 million.
Yeah, they're not getting that.
Yeah, I know, I drive past it every day, right?
3 million, yeah, I
Yeah.
guess the sun
Well-
will say.
By clear cutting it, he effectively made open space, or
Right.
open, early successional habitat, so from that perspective.
There's also the golf course that Maria mentioned.
Yeah.
Yep.
So one question I have is like, is a dog park something the Coventry Land Trust would want to be part of?
No.
No.
No,
It's not something recreation wants.
Yeah, no
No.
comment.
yeah, you wanna manage it?
Manage it, the liability of it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's also not our mission is much more, you know,
Yeah.
wild and scenic instead of.
Yeah,
If anything, that would be his.
yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that what-
I think dog parks work well in urban areas and serve a purpose. I mean, you have so much land in Coventry that the trails that are around here that you can take your dog to, still be on a leash, but still be able to get exercise. I think,
We know your dogs.
you know,
Yeah.
I think,
And you can't determine if the dogs are duly vaccinated and different license and all that other stuff. It's this liability that goes
Yeah.
along with that.
And then we'd have to, you know, deal with any issues that arise with it
You
and
know,
dog bites and, right, unvaccinated dogs.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Rabies.
you'd also pull in the animal control officers to get their opinion as well and a dog park, but yeah.
Yeah,
I think that was the map. But I mean,
it
I
does
don't know.
exist.
yeah,
Is the golf course still a functioning golf course?
No, it
Yeah.
has been, it is like, there's quite a lot of saplings, I mean, it's really quite amazing how quickly nature has.
Look at that, yeah.
Big
Forest is
impact.
regenerating.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is on here as item 7.3. Because I have had 3 people come into the office to ask questions. One of them was the owner or the representation for the owner. So, I believe it's up for sale.
If it's up for sale, though, then we can't move. That was my concern.
Yeah.
When I first heard about it being up for sale.
Oh, yeah.
And we can't move fast enough.
Well, yeah, I mean, I did talk to the gentleman who was representing the owners. I tried to put in his ear that the land trust would be happy to, chat.
Mhm. Is the condos, and the condos are still functioning?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're not part of the property?
Yep.
So it's a different owner from the condos than it is from the land,
I
It
believe
appears
so.
to be fenced in. I don't know if it's fenced in around its entire perimeter, but
Do we want, I just want to keep everybody on target that we're not up to that yet.
Yeah.
Do we want to
Oh.
jump to that, or do we want to
Yeah.
stay on target?
Yeah.
Stay on target?
Yeah.
the potential properties of interest, so.
Yeah. So I think we've discussed that at length, and we'll be kind of discussing more.
Mhm.
Any grant opportunities? Keeping your eyes out. On the research updates, I finally got a hold of Lake and Gnu by emailing her coworker, because I still didn't hear anything back. So I emailed her coworker and went, so how's it going? And they had 2 camera arrays set up. In Stella Hall, they're actively processing the data, which I expected, because processing camera check data takes forever. But they fully intend to share the data with us whenever it's ready.
Okay.
I asked Lakin if she would still be interested in doing a presentation on fishers in Coventry and the stuff she learned, potentially expanding it, because she's now the fur bearer biologist for DM. I haven't heard back yet. We shall see. Right now, she was interested, and now I have her email.
What's your name?
Gnu. She's been everywhere with Fisher stuff.
I was just down at, did she work down at Great Swamp?
Mm-hmm.
I was just down there dropping off an otter the other day. And I probably met her.
You're dropping.
Who'd you get an order?
I'm a beaver trapper and I accidentally caught an otter. You have to turn it in.
Yeah, you probably know.
I'm a nuisance trapper.
Oh,
I just didn't know what people that are having trouble. I'll go. I don't do it just for the my public service.
Might need you to install the beaver water flow device in Stella Hall. It floods downstream
I have
or
a beaver.
upstream.
I have a beaver on the back of my property.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, if we move the beavers in Stella Hall, it's not gonna, they come back.
Yeah, you can't move them.
No.
She's very industrious.
Yeah, or,
No.
you crap them out, something's gonna come back in. Doesn't take much. I know a few years ago, the town broke the dam, and instead of rebuilding 1 dam, they built 4.
That'll tell you.
Yeah, I was contacted by someone in Public Works one time, asking if I'd be interested in potentially trapping at Stella Hall to help them with that issue, but
Mhm.
then never went anywhere.
Yeah, we'd have to put in a water flow device, because they're gonna come back.
Well, it's good they win.
Right. Yeah. All right, fundraising and membership opportunities.
How's that QR code going?
I knew somebody was going to ask.
Venmo.
Yep. Still working on it. I know.
Do we need to storm somebody's office?
Well,
Not yet.
Okay.
Was there a meeting with the financial people from
Yeah, we talked about doing that. We didn't do it.
at the last meeting? I don't know if it happened yet.
There was talk about that. but I think it was, put off because we had heard, back. But I will, reach out to them and, check.
And there's talking just in general, getting a handle on our budget and our finances. But we have another item for that. No. Onboarding materials, I don't think there's really anything there. Because we have a special session that's now been switched to property strategy, so like it's in our minds. I don't know if we want to schedule another special session.
No.
I thought that one of the things we talked about for the onboarding materials was that I don't know if the special meeting was to come up with all the things that we want in it and then assign it to people to put together, or do we already know what we want in it and we want to divide up whatever the work is and then
Yes.
have a meeting to put it all together?
Yeah, that was the plan several months ago, is to have everyone send everything. Send them to Josh, and then we basically sit down here and kind of scrapbook, where do we want things to go? Do we want X in?
Yeah, once we you scanned in the document that I had, I thought we were gonna split that up and, people take sections to update as necessary and things like that.
I don't know how do we update a scanned in PDF?
From scratch.
That sounds.
Some of it was,
laborious.
there's a lot of it was excerpts from this, that, the other,
Mm.
which, you just go find the latest version and
That's true,
put that in
that's
there.
true. Yeah.
And some of it can change with management plans, those are good as they are.
So we'll put that off and do a special meeting for
Mhm.
that, maybe in March or April or something, and
Yeah, or maybe February, see how we feel, because we definitely need to do that, but right now we have some more pressing things to deal with. We kind of talked about your letter. Do you have any other updates, letter of potential acquisition?
no, I mean, I think we, maybe after we have this strategy meeting, we can decide if we wanna launch this or not. I was also kind of curious because the draft that we had, most recent draft kind of sends people to the website if they're interested in learning more, but we don't have a website. So
Right,
an update
yeah.
on when that will actually happen might be helpful. We could take it out of the letter, but
Yeah,
if we're gonna have it up live soon, it'd be nice to include that.
Does the letter have my phone number?
No, would you like
Okay.
it to?
Yes.
It has
I
your
would like to
email.
have my email.
That's your email.
So my phone number just changed, and so that's why I wanted to make sure that if it did have my number in there, it was the correct one.
now you got a promotion.
Mhm.
New office, new phone.
Very nice. Wait, so I can't call the planning office anymore and just,
You can,
I won't get you on the phone.
not if you keep on dialing the old number.
Darn. All right. All right, so 411, the draft monitoring template, that was also part of the things that Lynn had put electronically. So if everyone could please approve those, that'd be great. And then just get feedback like makes sense, flow, anything and everything. So that way it's ready to go the next time we to do yearly monitoring. 5.1, the Pettigrew's property.
Can we go back to the monitoring template?
Yes, sorry, I didn't hear anything.
Yeah, no, I just thought of it. Is there any, I don't know how you guys operate since I'm still fairly new. Is there any way you guys just reach out or like say I'm gonna go to Bowdoin next weekend for a walk just for the heck of it. I'm gonna do one of these things, but how do if people are planning to go, as long as it's not more than three, for if people are going to a various property, how do we let others know
So that's been the thing is, so this came out of the Land Trust Council did a census, of the land trust and asked, do you have this, do you have this, do you have that? And they said, do you do yearly monitoring on it? No, we don't, but we probably should. So that's what this is. There has been no one doing,
Mhm.
a group going out.
But
And
we have people visiting various sites
Yeah.
all the time.
yeah, in terms of that, no, there's never been.
That's so odd that I didn't get this one. I went to bottom the other day.
Yeah,
You can
With
fill
with
it
the
out,
sign that was missing.
fill it out
And
retroactively.
the big
Yeah.
trees that
Yeah.
are down here, but I should have taken pictures.
Mm.
To remember where everything is.
Yeah, I live right down the street from Bowdoin, so if anyone's going to Bowdoin, let me know. Oh,
I think
Don't
we
believe
could
it.
email them, because that's not a meeting.
Yeah.
You certainly can, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you could email through Josh and be like,
Yep.
hey, I'm
Going
going
hiking.
here if you wanna let everybody know,
Yeah.
or you could text each other, one person, hey, Artie, I'm going here, I know you live nearby. Do you
yeah,
wanna
yeah.
go?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, that's
y'all can
great.
Yeah.
communicate outside of these meetings, and talk to each other. and
Yeah, that was such
get
a
things.
revelation.
Yeah, I.
You're right, as long as there's no more, what's your quorum, four?
Four.
Yeah.
So 3 people.
Mm.
3 or less, you can gather, and you can, tackle things that need to be tackled. So that way, it seems like you have a lot of plates spinning.
Yeah.
And if you can communicate with each other and bring updates back and then get a focus and go, I think you'll see things move a little quicker.
That'd be nice.
Great.
Right,
So talk to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we-
You all seem like friendly people.
Can we have a directory of everyone's
Sure.
emails and numbers?
Yeah.
Mhm.
We have everybody's email and
Yeah.
you'll
Yeah.
sometimes see them come through, so.
Now onto Pettigrew. East. Although I really don't think there's much there other than you're working on the new appraisal.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did anyone want to have any other discussion about Pettigrew? I know in Lynn's thing, she says she wants to resubmit the recommendation to council as is and want to address it today and take a vote on it, whether to resubmit or not.
I think, and I know Elsa agrees with this, but she mentioned it last time too. I do think it's too much money to spend on development. Personally, and so, like, I thought, I was a little confused, because I thought we were putting the recommendation to the town, but not specifically saying, and you should pay $650 for it.
That was my impression as well.
So but Maria told us that we need to do the negotiating, right? That we need to ask for legal support and negotiate a price. So, I mean, it seems to me like we should wait for this appraisal.
Mhm.
And if it comes down in lower, that would be helpful. But then have the town lawyer speak to Pettigrew's lawyer and see if we can't negotiate a lower price. And then send that in a recommendation to the town.
Mm.
I mean, unfortunately, I don't know if they'll take it now that he's sort of, what he thought he was gonna get. But it seems like a property that he continues to utilize however he wants, let his children know and wanna run around and fight people. And we can't allow people on it at all, and I still think it's valuable, I just
Oh,
don't
yeah.
know that it's that bad.
I just, if you were to sell it to a developer, I think you get twice as much.
Yeah, but then he couldn't continue to live there in the middle of nowhere, which I assume he likes. I mean, there's a benefit to
Oh,
for
absolutely.
him
Absolutely.
to do this.
Yep.
And he can say no, I'm just saying, it seems like we should at least try.
So the question was, do we send the memo to the town council?
If we
Mhm.
send it as is, it is
Yeah.
suggesting that we spend $660.
Would it even get to the town council, or is the
Right.
assistant manager going to stop it again?
See, that would be the issue. The other thing is she has no authority to stop it.
Doesn't mean she won't.
So to add a piece of info. One thing that is going to be happening, so the price of the Pettigrew property did not include the price to improve the roadway to the Pettigrew property, which would have to happen if development was going to happen on the Pettigrew property.
Mm.
The appraiser did not take that into account.
Mm.
So I imagine that the appraisals that were going, the second appraisal that we're going to get is going to take that into account, which is going to decrease the value of the appraisal,
Mhm.
I would think. Now, that whether or not that piece of info is relevant to the discussion of sending out the recommendation as is, that's kind of up to you guys.
Yeah, I wouldn't, I mean, I don't appreciate the way she went about it, but I will say, it seemed like at our meeting, Maria went out of her way to say that she wanted to be helpful and could be an ally for us on, and it would seem to me that pissing her off by, resubmitting it as is and
Mhm.
basically taunting her to say, are you gonna turn this down again, kind of thing.
Mhm.
I don't know that that's constructive. Personally. Especially if we have a appraisal pending that might lower the cost. Nice to know when that.
Yep.
I'd say since the town has offered to take care of the second appraisal, have it done. I think we should hold on anything until that appraisal gets done.
That's my thinking too, yeah. Did we want to take a vote on it, or, I'm not sure she even knows of the appraisal, she's pretty sick. So just wait and see.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to take a vote on something, turn her down without her being here.
Right,
So,
yeah, because this is really hers, and I'm just reading the
Mhm.
email.
Yep.
The Andrea property. I haven't heard anything about that. Have you heard anything?
I have not heard a peep.
Okay.
Why do we need an appraisal to take a donation, other than just to
X purposes for
give
them.
them yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Although they're donating the land to the land trust, and we're not,
Taxes, now,
we're not a nonprofit,
right,
I thought we were.
is it?
we're not a 501(c)(3).
No, there are still tax considerations
Right.
For donating property.
Mhm.
And I am almost positive that this would count, provided he pays for the appraisal.
Yes.
That's the crux.
And it doesn't matter doesn't the town do valuations of properties based, and that's what they base their tax
Mhm.
bill on?
It-
That doesn't count?
Yeah, it has to have an actual appraisal.
You'd be able to poke. Or poke. Your fingers in.
I
poke the people that need to be poked, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you. Because they seem kind of gung ho about it. Yeah. All right, boundary markers and signs, and we'll kind of start to touch on this. Good. Open the floor again. Just signs.
I am planning to go back to Bowden and put the triangles up. Because the paint is already fading from the last administration of paint.
Mhm.
But I'm really, really happy about that red trail we created.
Yeah,
Because I got a little lost the other day and I was standing there and the yellow was telling me to go one way. But then I looked, I'm like, I really want to go that way. And then I saw one of my red paint things. I was like, aha, that is exciting. And it's not a trail that
Yeah.
existed before. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's a good thing.
it's really good to put the signage up, and I love that, but almost every single time we're out there, immediately we get someone going, oh, thank you. So,
Do we still have the gentleman who made the trail making
Larry?
signs,
I
Larry?
don't think Linda's heard from him. for a
Yeah, he
bit.
relocated after his wife
Yeah.
passed away.
Okay,
Hmm.
so maybe that's a project you're gonna do, or maybe we can use some of our sign money.
I do have signs in my old office.
Okay.
I don't know if they're the ones that you are looking for.
So the
What?
one that's gone is the one where Bowden branches, that first initial main division
Mhm.
after you're a couple hundred yards into the trail. That used to say, you know, go right and it's this trail, go left and it's that trail. So,
Who steals a sign?
Similar to people who break them and deface them.
Yeah.
While they're riding through there on their east, you know.
Yeah,
Maybe a no dumping sign too at the cellar hall.
yeah, we
Mm.
also could just use a general, as you recommended earlier, nothing to see here. Just a general, like, parking for Stella Hall sign.
Yeah,
Cause if you don't know what that is, you're gonna drive right
Mhm.
past it,
right.
and you're gonna think it's someone's property or whatever.
Because there's a mailbox even on that.
Right, which is
well,
really
and
useful.
essentially
Yeah.
the kiosk looking nice, make
Yeah.
it clear that it's a
Yeah,
trail.
yeah, so there is I think the Boss Sign Company. I think they do signs, right?
Which one?
Boss,
Mm-hmm.
they do like custom signs.
Voss is the one that we got, all the signs from,
Okay,
when we, did that last, big purchase of signs.
so we could get a couple like parking for,
Yeah, Stella Hall.
yeah. Yeah, and then maybe like parking for and then with an arrow, that way it's terrific. I'm gonna look into that. See if that quotes, because we also. Yeah, we need that, we also need boundary markers put up at Bowden. Just because it's unclear when property is ours versus private. So.
Does Lynn have that, the coordinates mapped out to be able to do that?
She could, yeah, it wouldn't be hard, we throw a layer on top.
Cause it's not just, you know, don't go off the trails, it's we wanna actually mark if someone were. Well, I mean, where do we put them, I guess, don't we,
There's-
I think people are gonna be off.
Yeah, so there's one in particular I'm thinking of that, when you go. Trying to figure where the compass is. So if you go in from the main trail and then you make a right and you keep going, eventually that becomes private property. And people bring ATVs on
Yeah,
from that area. So if we can make it clear that that is our property. Then there would at least be like, hi, we're here, we noticed.
Gotcha. Near the western entrance?
No, not so much. It's, so you make a right at your fork and then you make another right. So almost like you're running,
yeah,
parallel to the road.
it's coming back, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's still out there. We caught up on the map. Sure.
Oh, we had a requirement to do boundary markers on Bowden.
We do, yeah. That's the issue. Other issue. We also have a requirement to say that land was bought with state funds.
Mhm.
Yeah, so. So if we go in, here-ish, and if we go here, there's a trail that runs this way into private property. But it just looks like our trail. And it's quite possible there's others that kind of back up over here.
With the ATVs in the parking in that driveway.
Mhm.
Very confused by that.
Which part?
That there's a trail. That you're
Mm.
describing a trail that an ATV could actually go on.
Yeah,
And
yeah, so if you go in here in the main entrance.
on Ledge Road.
Yep,
And then you keep going, go down this trail, and then you bear right towards, there's a wet area here-ish. I need to stop touching it. There is actually, oh, it looks like almost an old road back there. And I've seen ATVs on it before. And it's not too far off the main trails either, which can be a little confusing.
Okay.
So. We also need to do the same for the Goat property. This, and probably for Sullivan, since Sullivan also backs up to private property
Yep.
where it's unclear of the boundary.
and even where someone meets up at Ledge Road to get to the Bowden, there's ATV
Mhm.
access there as well.
Right,
There's some ATVs there.
yeah, it's a hot spot.
I wonder if the Kavanaugh property at least sees a lot of ATV traffic too.
I don't know.
I'm really sorry to keep harping on this, but where is the road in the trail?
So if you go in this way,
Yeah.
if you go in over here, there's a trail here. It's just not awesome.
This is not our trail.
Right.
It wasn't our trail we made. I wondered if it was from builders cleaning
Yeah.
out a spot to dump things
Like
or,
some old logging road.
yeah.
I believe you, I've just walked
She's
in there
gonna
a
have to
million
go look
times
at it
and I
now.
haven't noticed such a thing, so I'm very confused.
Um, I know we're kind of out of the sign season because it's a little bit cold
Oh,
out,
yeah.
but if anyone just, gets a hankering one Saturday morning and wants to go throw up signs, like property markers, please feel free. Or, if a couple of us want to get together and coordinate, do that, we could do that as well. I have nothing on the prescribed burden front.
Were you guys actually planning on doing a prescribed burn?
I've been hoping to because we need it very badly. I'm very worried about Whipple going up. Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do in Whipple because it's so developed. But I was hoping to do like an acre in Sullivan because it's not. And it's surrounded by not as much development and just kind of use it as pilot. See what happens. See how things go.
So what's the process to do a prescribed burn?
That's been the issue is first we need a burn plan.
Right.
And in order to get a burn plan done, which is like a pretty massive document, we need to hire a forester that can do it. And I've only heard there's like a guy in Jersey who will write them, and then we need to get all the permits. I've already spoken with the fire districts about it, like they fully support it as much as they, as much as they can, but they're thrilled to see it. And then we need to actually do it and get the equipment. Yeah, it's very involved. I've worked with the state on it a little bit. They've offered as much help as they can, and they're the ones who, like they said, there's not a lot of people around, so it's just it's a
It's
challenge.
interesting, the Tillinghast Pond area that the Nature Conservancy owns is like a matchbook. Just, there's so many really
Yeah.
dried down trees. I'm just like, oh my gosh, one little spark. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, that
Yeah.
with
Like Exeter that
Yeah.
Exeter a couple of years ago just went up.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I've
Well-
reached out to some foresters, like consulting firms, and I've not heard anything back.
I mean, I know we're gonna talk about the budget momentarily, but I mean, if there are things we wanna do,
Yeah,
it seems like we need to be putting them on a budget and
yeah,
I know.
getting it before, what did she say, February? Does that sound right?
Yes.
And that's what I was hoping, is just to get a quote from them.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get a grant, but like, that's a starting point,
Mhm.
and just nothing. Yeah, so I'll keep poking as I can. Mm. 'Cause it would be nice, and I'm very worried about it. Lots of parts in this town keep going up. Unless we wanted to go up the safe way, it would be not safe way. General trail system. So just because we kind of mentioned ATVs a little bit and it's in my head, I did follow up with the police on the ATV issue.
Oh,
I
good.
haven't heard back from them. I'm not going to poke right now because they're a little bit occupied with Brown.
Yep.
So when that settles down, then I'll poke again. I know they plan to increase patrols and all that, but they haven't heard anything.
Are you able to put like the entrance to Whipple on the Greenway?
Mm.
I'm assuming, is that where the people are coming in from?
It's not exactly clear.
Okay. I'm gonna say put like a cement thing right in the middle, right? And I know
Yeah.
you said something about like maybe for wheelchair access,
Yeah,
but maybe
that's-
like figure out like how big is a wheelchair and like space it
Yeah.
like perfectly, but
right.
well, there are different sized wheelchairs, you've got, motorized wheelchairs is big or bigger than an ATV, depending.
Or
and the
dirt
weight.
bike.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
I know like there's the chain at the Stella Hall, so it's like
Right.
yeah,
somebody in a wheelchair is not gonna be able to get in there anyway.
no, once the chain is down, they
Yeah.
get in, because,
Yeah.
Craig could get in easily enough,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
You could get almost down towards the beaver dam before his wheelchair got caught, but then he
Mhm.
just droned in the rest of it.
Yeah, it's nice to still holds like nice and flat.
Yeah.
Already.
Yeah. That was just a suggestion.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know
No, I
you said before with wheelchair access, but
I
Yeah,
just think if the police were able to nab someone and confiscate the ATV for their fleet,
it would send a
it's a
message.
message, it's
Yeah.
a message,
Yeah, word would certainly get around.
yeah,
Yeah, I think at this point it's like we're kind of stuck waiting on them.
yeah.
You know, we can keep putting up signs and all that. But there's.
I'm just more concerned about someone getting killed at
I'm-
Whipple. That
I
hole
know.
that they dug is unbelievable.
Yeah,
Have you seen what they've done over there? It's unbelievable.
they're about the size of half this table,
Oh, yeah. And
and there's several of them.
and it looks like they either cut logs or appropriated logs to make jumps and
Yeah.
different things. It's gonna be
Someone's gonna get,
someone's gonna get creamed,
right,
yeah,
Or
or fall off,
very badly hurt.
yeah. I couldn't believe how deep the holes were. They
Yeah.
were 2, 3 foot, more than that,
Right,
And then there's also the tent in there, that somebody's living in there.
yeah.
that's, yeah,
I worry about that.
Yeah.
because, I mean, it's cold and I don't know if anyone does life checks, I guess I'm not, but see. People should go somewhere else for them.
Mhm. We kind of discussed it a little bit at the networking event, because it's not just us.
Right.
But
Oh,
the
that's-
housing crisis is so bad.
Yeah,
They sent me some information today, so I'll forward it. I think it's gonna be an ongoing issue because Whipple's right next to it like that.
Mhm.
Something to keep an eye on.
You can use some of the cameras. I dropped off I brought 4 cameras, trail cameras, for your use.
So,
You can use that on, now to try to catch.
right.
This is a picture of
Yeah.
the TV and the person coming
Mm.
through.
As long as they don't get stolen.
Well,
Yeah.
use the ones that have little glitches.
I mean,
Those are okay to get stolen. Didn't cost you guys anything, so don't worry about them getting stolen.
but still, they're yours.
Not anymore.
But we could potentially put them up now, because the police did in written emails, mention it. And you do it. put up trail cameras.
Not really our function. I would leave that to you guys to put them up where you want them to go.
Yeah. No, I mean, not to have you guys do it, but you do it in Parks and Rec.
Oh, we've done,
Right.
yeah, we did it at,
Right.
Briar Point, yeah. So it was just vandalism was getting so bad over there.
Did it help?
We didn't catch anybody, but maybe coincidentally, as soon as we put them up, all the activity over there pretty much stopped. I don't think it's because cameras were up. It had kind of slowed down, anyways, but, it's at least, I don't think it's a deterrent, but at least it's
Something.
good to see,
Yeah.
you know, what kind of activity goes on at night or whatever, and that's what these could show you, is just the good activity as well as the bad activity
Right.
that goes on.
Yeah, and we have gotten lots of good activity.
Yeah,
Just like just people walking,
yeah.
so we could potentially put them on.
I
What do
mean,
you think?
if anything, it'd probably be worth putting up, and if you check them and get anything interesting, you put it on your Facebook page and get more engagement in
Yeah.
that way of like, look, everyone loves to see wildlife.
Yeah, which we've done in the
Walk by
past,
or
yeah,
It's a while.
you
Yeah.
know, it's a way to engage with the public.
right.
Yeah,
Lynn put together a clip last year, I think, of
Yeah.
like all the dog walkers at Whipple, because she had it on one bridge, there must have been 20.
Mhm.
So, but, right,
yeah, yeah.
so,
There's a lot of, I heard there's a lot of dog walkers that
Yep.
oh,
unleash their dog.
At Whipple?
Yeah.
Whipple, it seems that Whipple turned into a big dog park.
Yeah, but I mean, there's so much traffic.
they do it a lot in
Brisket.
the meadow area.
Oh, ours, when we've been there, we've always seen the dogs on leashes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be more
Yeah.
Hope Meadow
Yeah,
area, yeah.
like play dates and things.
Mhm.
Okay, we'll put these up. Artie, I might take you up on your offer as to where to put these.
Sure.
So. I don't know if you wanna be involved as
Yeah.
well, or we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay. And hopefully we'll get some interesting things. And thank you again.
You're welcome.
On GIS mapping. We have from Lynn's email, she says, see new Whipple trail map, new trail colors, we could not attach one. So we will see it next time. She started laying the groundwork for the town line mapping approach to ID parcels of interest, having gotten the most recent parcel data from Cody. So
Oh.
she's already on.
Okay.
Also, let's see. She wanted to ask Josh if he purchased a new lock. for
Not
his
yet,
dog.
because I may have forgotten.
Did we purchase a new lock and just
Yeah.
get reimbursed?
Yep.
Because we need to break that law. Parks and Rec, Public Works is the one that last had. That is mine,
That's what the key.
yeah. Because they were the ones.
Once you get a new lock, just let me know, my guys will cut it. and-
Yeah. Yep.
Right, and then kiosks, so she's got some text on that. Basically go over the information you sent us.
Yeah, just for, you know, so you're aware of what a sign of that type might cost. Now, that was just as you do your budget as a group. And as I said, those were just two sizes. You could decide to go smaller or lower price. You could go bigger if you wanted. It's all gonna depend on what you want to put on that. Think of it as I think of it as like a forever sign, but not like a billboard thing, but like, this is the property. You know, think of how you want to design that graphic, whether it's the one, there was one I think maybe Lynn had sent around. So yeah, that was just to give you an idea for budgeting purposes. So when you're ready to do it, then you have an idea.
So what we could do is, so she also mentions what property we want to target for signs, but since we have the ARPA funds, do a couple of them, or a few of them.
feel like, especially if we're gonna put in for additional stuff on the budget, you know, one of the things we wanna do is that all of the trails where the public is welcome to come and walk.
Mhm.
It would seem like, you know, as you're saying, it's like something that looks like what Coventry Land Trust does. If it's a
Yeah.
kiosk and it has like a blown up map and then maybe some like insets about what habitats are there.
Mhm.
It doesn't have to be super fancy, but
No,
it would have
something.
it would clearly mark it as a Coventry Land Trust property.
I would think we should have your logo on it,
Yep.
Mhm.
marked.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And a map of the area.
yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be highly detailed, but yeah, it's just, here's the property, here are the trails that go through. Maybe here's some things you may find, if anybody either is a graphic designer or knows a graphic designer that be willing
Nothing
to,
else it can do.
yeah, so,
Easy.
I mean, those are the kind of things when you like utilize the
Mhm.
free help that you
Yeah.
can find and then.
Yeah, but I mean, if we have, so it would be Bowden, Sullivan, Whipple, Stella Hall. Those are only the
Right.
four that we.
Or it's also open, Grove has no trails.
Ah.
But we do have it. I'm also thinking of doing it at the various trail entrances, like, you know, there's the main Bowden one, but there also is one in the Greenway that doesn't say anything. So having one there to say like, hey, this is us, come hike. So like 3 Bowden, you know, 2 on either side, 1 on the Greenway. 2 at Sullivan. So yeah, it might be like 10 kiosks we're looking at. Which would be a nice amount to the budget.
You may not be able to do them all in one fiscal year.
Yeah.
Oh, I
You
know.
have to decide, like maybe like Whipple has a couple of signs up already, seems like the same signs that our department has put up, like those wooden green and
I think
yellow
you bet.
signs. But maybe Bowden is one that if you know, especially when you're like if Whipple gets a lot of attention, maybe one that you want to draw people's attention to that people don't know about. Maybe that's the one to focus on, kind of use it as a template and be like, okay, we got this one down. All right, you know, once you do one, you'll know how to, you know, you'll know the process. Everybody involved will know the process of how to do it. So start with one and figure out, okay, we want to do this. And start that way.
All right.
Yeah.
If there are some, yes, focus on Bowden.
The only thing is
Or
you
you
don't
could,
see it from the road.
you could
know.
do Stella
I
Hall
was gonna
because it
say
already
Stella
has a
Hall.
parking lot right
Right.
next to
Yeah.
it.
And,
Okay.
and it's not obvious. I mean, people
No.
drive by it all
Right.
the
It's a
time.
heavily traveled road
Yep.
locally for
Yeah.
local traffic. Right, and the parking lot is kind of away from the entrance
Entrance, yeah.
there, whereas if you had something there, I mean, people may not know what's there because there is two cinder blocks and a chain across
Yeah.
it. They may look at it as either private property or something, because two cinder blocks with a chain is not very inviting,
There
whereas.
is a tiny kiosk.
Yeah,
That's true, yeah, so make a bigger one, there's
Yeah.
already a kiosk there. Rip it out and put a new one in there.
you know how
Yeah.
hard it was for us to get that key.
Well, I'm not saying do it tomorrow, but, you know,
That little scout.
I
maybe,
like the side of the
Yeah.
parking lot, though, that's,
Yeah, definitely
that
the
helps,
parking
yeah.
lot.
but I think if you, I would recommend Stella. And I think if you all as a group decide a property, I think that gives Elsa some guidance, and then she can put something together as a draft for either the regular meeting in January or the regular meeting in February to then kind of start to work off of that. So
Yeah,
if you all give her some direction, then you can kind of get the wheels moving on this.
and Stowe Hall does have really wonderful and rare biodiversity. Like super rare for the region. And people don't always realize that, so.
Do you know
Okay.
what's in that region there?
Cedar Swamp, Sharp Swamp, Pine Barren.
Send it to Elsa
Right.
and put it on there.
We had that all put together for the walk that we did.
correct.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, just throw it onto a
Mhm.
kiosk thing.
Mhm.
Okay. Still holidays?
Okay. I do think that once we have the trails maps finalized for Bowden and Whipple with the new colors, 'cause they both have new colors, that we should have just a laminated copy of that on the existing kiosk at Bowden,
Mhm.
right? And there is one at Whipple, isn't there?
No,
No?
there's not.
Hmm.
The only signs that are there.
But we could potentially just like nail one up at the entrance, at least at the one that's on 117.
Yeah, we could on both 117 and 33, because there's that little sign on 33 that says park closes at dusk. So
Mm.
there is a post.
I just feel like, if people just want to put a
Yeah.
picture of it and have it with them while they're walking.
Mm.
Yeah.
Helpful.
Yeah, no, that would be like a helpful. Any other discussion? Before I get to the next. So the next one is this, for those who are new, may not really know, this is basically, if someone comes to us to propose selling development rights or property, what have you, they have to attest legally that they have the authority to do so, because, I don't know, 2 years ago or so,
Yep.
Hmm.
we had people from
Buyer.
California try to sell
The
us.
buyer, right?
Yeah.
So can we request that the town attorney just make one?
Yeah, I would want them to at least review it somehow, because none of us are lawyers.
There's probably
Oh, yeah, so I looked at like, but yeah, but they, yeah.
we could
Yeah.
probably go on one of the legal
Yeah.
forums.
Yep.
That would be the best thing.
Yeah,
As Maria said last time, if you get, in fact, it's supposed to be voting in a new town, choosing a new town solicitor tonight.
Oh.
If you give a document and say, okay, here's it fully realized, just please review, you'll get it back faster
Yeah.
than
Mm.
I need this that says X, Y, and Z, then that'll probably take a lot longer, so. Yeah, if you're able to
Okay.
throw something together and then,
Yeah. there's those free online
Yeah,
legal forum sites. I can make.
you got it?
Yeah.
Okay. And just so, even though that's not likely to happen frequently, just say,
Yeah.
yes, you're the legal authority to
It
represent
happened
them.
once and it was a pain in the arse.
Yeah.
Right. We waste a lot of time on this.
Yeah.
Okay,
What is Pettigrew keep coming?
because this is a different Pettigrew.
Oh,
Yes.
oh.
He
Boy,
he
could have left me
called
for punishment. this
he called me. Um.
same Pettigrew as the other one.
Yes.
Same one.
Oh, this one 2.0.
Yeah.
Solid deal, where is this?
This is
Looks like that one somewhere.
Carlo, right?
Mhm.
not too far off from his other property. But it is certainly in western Coventry. This is Flat River. This is Cars Trail.
The red, the bike path?
Mhm.
Oh, so it's right up, that's the bike path.
Yeah.
That's Railroad Avenue. The bike path is an old railroad.
Yeah, I don't think out here the
Oh,
rail trail exists.
This is west of Summit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
Our
'cause
responsibility as a department ends around suburban propane.
do you know what's interesting is,
The DEM takes over,
Yeah.
so that might be an unfinished.
so where is
Yeah.
Summit General Store, like
The
the
last section.
wherever it used to be, now it's somebody's. What?
Susan
Is
Hughes.
that off the map? Susan
Yeah,
Hughes?
it's off the map.
Because I walk my dogs in there all the time too. And I was there last spring
Yeah,
and there
like
was
me
some
there,
guys
yeah.
doing a survey of the
Crazy, that's all like.
trail. And I said, what are you doing? And they're like, well, there's a plan to pave this and extend
Yeah.
the paved bike path. And I said, oh, that's unfortunate, because I really like the fact that it's not paved, so
Mhm.
bikers don't go down there. But they're like, but yeah, we do this once a year and it never happens,
Oh,
so.
isn't there a condo going in right around Suzy Q's? Isn't there a plan for,
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
the old church
the old church there, yeah,
Oh, no, maybe it's this property
yeah.
right down in the
On
corner.
the church property that put up on
I
this?
thought that's what I read.
Is that big property?
Are you talking about the commercial condos?
Yeah,
So that is, actually, commercial,
Like,
condo.
Oh, like an
That's-
office space?
No, kind of like a garage.
I thought I saw that in the reminder the
Yeah.
other day.
That's, here.
Yeah, it looks like just 4 units, right? It's small.
It's 2 buildings.
mm,
Yeah, but there's like.
There's gonna be one here and one here. The pre-application
Mhm.
stage is going to be heard before the planning commission tomorrow, if you are interested.
So how far down the trail is the Pettigrew property?
Pretty far.
Like close to the other entrance to the trail?
It's,
Closer to Connecticut.
Connecticut, I was just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Connecticut.
Where's this route?
Where's the
That-
library?
Yeah, where's the library? Good question.
I don't know Western Coventry well enough to.
So right here.
Hmm.
See where 117
No,
goes
no,
off
no,
to the
No,
right?
that'd be
It's right after that.
69.
Oh, see, right there to, oh, I see. So see the way the bike path crosses the road there? That's an entrance. If you can get on the trail there, and I guess it keeps going. So it doesn't, yeah, it abuts a part of the trail then that I don't think people use much at all.
But eventually that'll be paved.
Yep,
You can still access it now. It's
Yeah.
not paved.
Eventually
It's just dirt.
yeah,
The plan is
And
eventually.
there is a little parking area, actually, right next to that
yeah,
entrance.
yep.
What is that open area in the middle of his parcel or the lower?
The
section?
solar field.
No, not the solar
This?
field. That, yeah, what is that?
Was that a potential development site at some point?
Cause that's like oddly cleared. You know, it's not, it doesn't, it looks man-made.
Yeah.
Hey,
Maybe.
That's what I'm wondering.
Hmm. So the other part looks
and it
dug out a
kind
little
of looks slightly stripy and
Yeah, so does
Hmm.
the side, it might also. be
Sounds
another
small
field.
for hay,
yeah,
honestly.
yeah.
That wouldn't be
Food
worth
plot
it.
for deer.
bit. Yeah.
So what was his? Is he again thinking development rights?
Yes, and he just wanted to bring this to the attention of the land trust.
He doesn't want us to act on it right now.
Correct, yeah,
Okay, just make us aware.
Yeah.
So he owns
Okay.
that solar field?
Yep.
yes.
So I'm assuming the development rights would not include that solar field, because that,
Right,
Is that
yeah,
pretty-
I would, I don't know, but I would think that he would have to subdivide the parcel into what the land trust would have for the development rights, and then the part that would still remain for the solar
yeah,
project.
yeah, because we're avoiding development.
Yeah.
They're too late.
So it's got frontage on Flat River way up at the top.
Yep.
Okay. Huh. How many acres is that?
111,
Wow.
give or take.
Is that a stream or something next to the solar field? That, or is that just shadow? That's a
It's weird, it
stream.
looks like a cliff.
There's
Maybe it's
trails
just-
in there.
Maybe it's just
Hmm.
tree shadow.
That's it. There's
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 a
some
river
slope there.
The Buckhorn or something.
That I don't know.
So it looks like they get in through Flat River, whoever services the solar. So it looks like there's a full road in there.
Yeah, right here,
Okay.
Well, no, that's not Flat River. What is that?
Lewis Farm.
Lewis Farm Road.
And then this red line is probably what
Oh,
is,
yeah.
this, 9.5 acres.
Yeah, so we get about 100. So.
Ish, yeah.
Interesting.
Well,
I kind of like, I mean, obviously, I don't know if it's got other like logical value and so forth, but from the, if we're looking at creating or having any other properties with trail systems on them because of the proximity to parking and the access from the rail trail. That's kind of nice.
Yeah, that would be something for acquisition,
Mm,
particularly because it's along the
on the bike
Mhm.
path,
coast
so,
trail.
So we'd have to see if you'd want to outright sell it. In that case,
Stop it from being,
Yeah.
developed first.
yeah.
So what's the action step?
Nothing until they submit something. Isn't it just for our information? He's
Yeah.
interested,
Yeah,
maybe in the future.
yep.
yeah, I told him that, we've got a little bit of work to do before we can act on, some other property.
Yeah.
But he did, want to make the land trust aware.
Well, we're aware.
I feel, Brent,
Well, I was gonna say, out of the two that he's made the land trust aware, which one is the more attractive one? Yeah. So is it,
Well, from what perspective? So if you want to talk connectivity, then it might be the other one.
well, I think we should look at that because there may still be a fair amount of connectivity here. But because there is actually a lot, like as you travel down. I don't know what the name of the road is when it forks
Because I'm not seeing any
towards
connectivity
Tillinghast,
directly
what
around
road that is. You know what I'm talking
Mhm.
because there's a lot of undeveloped land in there that probably belongs to Nature Conservancy and some other, so again, seeing that map with. all
Well,
of
yeah,
them-
because when it goes out that way, the Green Company owns a lot of land that
Yes,
goes out that way.
That's right, yeah, so
hundreds
there
of
may be
acres.
a fair amount of connectivity here, actually, so I think we should look at it, but I would just like to suggest that I'm worried we're gonna drag our feet and we're not going to put together an aggressive budget before February. But if we wanna say, we wanna do 3 appraisals in 2026, we could aim high
Right.
and request it. and
Right, and if we don't use it, we don't use it, but I would even say 5,
Wow,
just because, just so the money's there, so we know it's there,
yeah,
I mean,
the worst that you can be told is no.
right.
And then
you
you
don't
ask
use- you
for
don't
X
use it,
amount and you get knocked down to
right,
X minus whatever.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, well, we asked for 3 appraisals and we're only gonna get 1, we're back to 1.
Right, so we asked for 5 and maybe we get 2.
Yeah, right, so,
Or
probably
you,
going higher.
or you
Yeah.
keep on running the budget into the red and, prove that you, need more.
Yeah, because the money's there and it's our money.
Mhm.
I don't know what else that's what
Right.
it's ordained for, it's not, town money doesn't come from taxes, it doesn't
Right.
come from,
Right.
Yeah.
So-
So next year I'll be submitting the application for mine for, conservation easement.
yeah, so I think we should plan
Yeah.
on multiple
yeah, I agree.
appraisals, so.
Yep.
So
So
should we put on the agenda for the regular January meeting to get a budget done?
yeah, that was what I was gonna say. Yeah, and everyone come with ideas of what you want, 5 appraisals, this amount, this amount, that way. And I know Lynn put together something in all your easy emails, so.
What's the green?
Conservation areas.
Yeah.
So this is owned by the state. And there is some sort of conservation thing on it.
Who owns that piece, right below,
Oh, yep,
Right
sorry.
here.
no, that,
Nicholas, if you click on it, it'll pop up over here. Nicholas, Thomas and Stacy Nicholas. And there's a cemetery on it, it looks like.
That's on Nicholas Farm Road.
I don't think so.
Possibly.
Nichols Farm here.
So the reason I bring it up is because you have two, Naomi's offered you two properties. I don't recall how much would you have in the acquisition.
3 million.
Okay. Just wondering if you had to make a choice.
You had to choose one, yeah.
Right, like if you can get both, great, but is there one that's more attractive to the other, but then the other, and choose to go down that road?
Yeah.
I mean, if the second appraisal is already in the works, maybe you go down that road, because you've already traveled down that road. You've gone down that a lot, so to kind of cut away from that and now focus on this one, you may feel like work that you put in on the other one was wasted, and you wouldn't want to. You'd want to feel a sense of completion rather than.
Yeah.
Um,
but given how long the process is getting started on this one too, you're gonna, I mean,
Yeah.
probably wouldn't go anywhere till 27 anyway, so, but I think we should see how many appraisals we can get approved for, and work on that.
That would go high.
Yeah. And then if he was, serious about it, we could at least go walk the property and see.
you must have some kind of record of how many properties have kind of come across your desk, so to speak, in the calendar year. So that can also, as a supporting item, is if you break it out and say appraisals, then in a description, be like, we have been approached X number of times. So there's a actual basis behind, well, we just don't want, we want 5 because we want 5. Well, we want 5 because we've had upwards of 10 people come, but
And we're also
viability of
sending these
them.
letters out to educate people.
Right.
Right, so if you have that
We're approving it.
documentation, then
Yeah.
it helps, it doesn't necessarily mean you'll get the money, but at least it offers
Right.
some background onto what you're asking for that.
And apparently the Rhode Island conveyance tax is going up in 2026.
That I don't know.
So that would suggest that
More
our-
money's coming in.
more money's coming in. It's going up from like 2.5 to 3.2% or something, so it's not,
It's gonna be a bump. Yeah, and then we're drawing interest on.
Yeah.
it as well.
well, so we believe.
Well, that's why it's supposed to be in a separate account, so we need to get resolution on that too.
Well,
Yeah.
it was unclear whether the interest comes to us or not.
From what I remember of the conversation, it sounded like the interest goes directly back into the account.
That's not
That's
what I.
not what it sounded
Yeah.
like, so,
That's what I thought it
but
would
that's why
help.
we need to sit down with the
Right.
finance guy and say,
Yeah.
what is
Would-
it?
Since you're, I know, very passionate about it, and Lori, you're
Mhm.
also on it, do you two want to set up a
Sure.
meeting with the finance director? Now in January,
Sure.
we get this hashed out, if not, we pursue other options.
Okay.
So. Because if, that's our money, and it should be used for our uses, not for others.
Then Lynn might want to come too, she.
Yeah, yeah, I agree, yeah.
That's-
Yeah, so if the three of you can, for me, just, email Lynn, send her a note too.
Yep.
And then you can also ask her that final thing, but just like, get straight answers, written answers, what's going on here.
Yep.
Alrighty, now we'll move east.
And how many acres is that?
Wow. 37.
For the area, being in Eastern Coventry, that's quite large.
That's huge.
Is that water?
Here?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that's here and here.
Are they natural or are they retaining ponds?
That looks
Yeah.
unnatural, that.
No, those are, yeah, those are probably,
Like those.
water hazards. for the-
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Things.
I would not think them natural.
So what would the underlying that, like,
The chemical,
But the chemical
Yeah.
thing is a concern.
It's
that,
a
that's my
concern,
concern. And what does the irrigation look like? What if they put into that?
Mhm.
You know, what infrastructure's in there that we would then become responsible for? You know, what's lining those retaining ponds, if anything?
Right, if that, yeah.
Also, it's spent however long covered in, not in grasses, which is another issue.
Well, you'd be surprised, though, like I said, it is really grown up. I mean, it's mostly now bushes, small trees.
Invasive and native.
Didn't get out of my car, so I don't know. I'm just impressed by the growth, because it hasn't been that long.
It would be nice for early.
Most of the chemicals make them grow.
And that might, I don't know, but the chemical thing may limit development potential. If you make it cheaper.
Might be interesting to get a soil test, if we
Mhm.
seriously consider it.
Yeah, I think that the
Is there a for sale sign on it? Is that?
Yeah.
app, I've never seen a sign that shows something.
Well, not a sign,
They
but
it's huge, like.
I have had multiple people approach me,
Multiple, being like who?
potential developers.
Oh, I thought you said the owner approached you.
So the owner's representative, the owner's
We need an attestation for
real estate broker. Plus, I think it actually is for sale. Nope. Oh, what's the?
Are there buildings on the golf course? Is there a
Sure, sure.
clubhouse or?
Yes, there is a clubhouse.
so would we become in charge of that as well?
So a
It would
clubhouse
have
be
to
like
come down.
bathrooms, and is that septic, is that
Right.
sewer, is
Or
there?
is that plumbing?
Yeah, well, and the toxicity of that if they haven't maintained it.
Is it accessible?
Right,
Because there are accessible
Right.
still.
600 grand.
Alright, so those water things we saw in the eastern side of it, those are water features. They're not on there.
So that they dug out a stream there, it looks like, to make the water.
I think the stream was there, then they
Yeah.
created the ponds.
They
Yeah,
probably dammed it a little bit.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a
Go
dam.
away.
right, well, yeah.
Would we then be responsible for the dam?
The town doesn't like to buy dams.
Right.
Do we know it's a dam and not just a,
We don't,
No.
but
I mean, it could very well be, if that was a stream, it could very well be that they just dug so
I'm
that
looking at
water
the
would
line.
collect there,
Collect there,
and they
yeah.
left
Yeah.
a pathway across, you know,
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is actually a bridge.
a
Oh.
bridge.
Yeah.
Same question. Are we
So not a
responsible
dam.
for a bridge?
Yeah. We would be, yeah.
and where's the clubhouse on there? Can you see it on there?
It's right here.
Oh, okay.
It'd be nice to have a building of our own, but like that's. in
That
the
would have
maintenance.
to come down.
Yeah, we
It's,
don't have
it's,
buildings.
it's old and
Yeah.
dilapidated and needs to come down.
That's
Are we allowed to use our money for that?
Re-
Like
removal?
if we owned that and we wanted to get rid of the clubhouse, can we use our money?
Usually it's a condition of making the purchase. We will purchase it if you remove the building.
Oh, so they
They would have to remove
package
the
that
building,
into
yeah.
the price.
Yep.
Got it.
I mean, we presented that before when we wanted to purchase things, like when we we're looking at the green camp.
Mm.
Those things would have had to have come down before we would have made the purchase, but we didn't, we lost that. Now, the condo, you don't know if the condos had access to the golf, that's not in their, like, lease that they purchased or anything, 'cause
That
They
I
called it
don't know.
Chain link fence separating those, you mean
Okay.
those buildings?
So it used to be, I had a friend lived, she and her husband had a condo there and they had access to the golf course. It was part
Oh,
of their,
really?
they're part of their HOA or whatever. Yeah, but that was years ago,
Access to play on it.
Yeah,
not just,
they had
yeah.
like a membership.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was part of their
When,
homeowners stuff.
when was it transformed into a golf course?
into or from?
Into,
Into a long, well, I'm trying to think. Maybe 15 years ago,
Oh, okay.
maybe more than that.
mm,
I just remember when they bought the condo.
Yeah, so
Underwater.
this is 2002, and it is
That looks like
fairly.
Oh, that's a golf course there, so that's 2002.
Yeah.
All right, so that's 23, 24 years ago, yeah.
what's the? like,
Anything
curriculum?
previous to that, the quality drops substantially.
That's still a golf.
Well, that's still,
That's still golf
yeah,
course, yeah.
that's still a golf course.
I'm just curious how long it's been like that.
Yeah.
And then this may be the limit.
Hmm.
That's
a golf
still
course.
a golf course
When
back
was
in
that?
88.
But the condo's not there.
Right.
So
Yeah,
maybe
so,
the probably golf course.
yeah,
first.
and then the condos came in, that's when
Yeah,
people, bought into it.
Okay, so yeah, so here they are under
On construction,
construction
yep.
in 97.
Yep.
an interesting little history thing.
So will the owners submit paperwork to say that they're interested in the land trust?
I think we would have to contact them. I'm hopeful because there's a stream here which kind of blocks off their only access.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can't do much there.
So, I mean, we need to really talk about what the value of this would be to town.
Yeah.
Right, and because it isn't necessarily I mean, it's little wildlife probably. or
Yeah, but
habitat.
I'm worried it's been so ravaged that it would require a lot of habitat restoration that we may not be able to do. Unless it's early successional, and it sounds like it's kind of succeeding a little bit.
Yeah,
We would just have to keep an eye on what is it succeeding into? Is that just a bunch of multiflora rose? Is that raspberries? Like what's coming out of that seed bank that's still alive? From a wildlife perspective.
Mhm.
The other thing is, do we let it succeed a little bit and put trails in?
that's what I was wondering.
I would think because of its location, you'd want to give the neighborhoods.
Right,
And it's right on the bike.
Place to enjoy.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So when it's in this state right now, it'd be the easiest
Yeah.
to establish, this is what a trail would be, and then manage the successional
Yeah,
generation after that and around that.
and it could be used as a teaching tool as well, saying this is what's going on, this is why it doesn't, looks the way it does, this is what happens.
I don't know if the land trust has any appetite for it, but it would also make a pretty good frisbee golf course.
No.
It's jurisdiction.
Yeah.
Right up there with the dog park.
Yeah.
Well, if this was known like 6 months ago, the DEM just had acquisition and development grants that closed November 18th. That is- we could have, the town could have had conversations about putting in a grant to. But it would be, the municipality would have to put it in, and it would be municipal land. It wouldn't be put it in and then hand it over to the land trust. It would be, we would need, the town would need to have care, custody, and control over it. But it would be a a good site for frisbee golf, for disc golf. There is a site somewhere around there, is like Willow River, maybe it's not around there, maybe it is. That's another disc golf course, but
Charleston has a disc golf.
yeah, but even just nearby in West Greenwich,
Yep.
there's one. But it would be a good course for that, and it would be something that the town does not have. It would be something that the area does not have a lot of. So it would be good to keep that property as you could look at it as a lot of for passive recreation.
Yep,
You know, as opposed to transforming it into a ball field or
right.
something like that. It's you build it out in that way. And yeah, maybe at some point in the future you do shove a dog park in there, and that's the place to put it, because if anybody needs a dog park, it would be everybody in
Yeah,
Anthony Village over there
Yeah.
would need it, and maybe take pressure off of Whipple, possibly. But between, if you were gonna put a dog park anywhere, I'd say that's the place to put it, as well as a disc golf course and maybe some other amenities like that. So
Well, would the town ever buy it? Would like Parks and Rec? Has it?
I don't know. I don't know. At the asking price, I don't think the town would pay the asking price.
But baseball fields too.
Hmm?
I'm looking through the baseball.
Yeah,
fields.
across,
Yeah.
Yeah,
across the way.
Yeah, I mean, it's right there. That's Payne Field, right?
Yep.
The Payne Field.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it would have applying for an acquisition grant, which would have, I forget the split on it. It was either 50-50 or it was higher than that.
because that's how we bought Bowden. We got a grant from DEM, like 300,000 as we put up, DEM came in the best.
So it would have made it a little more appetizing to do that.
The
Um,
building.
Yeah, that won't come around again probably for at least another 2 years. They're on about every 2-year cycles for that one. And I don't know if this property would last for 2 years
I know,
on the market.
with all the pressure in the area, I know.
Yeah.
Well, what would a developer put in there? How many houses or how many condos do you think?
So that's a little tricky because it's what's called a planned development zone, which
Right.
means you can kind of propose whatever you want to,
Mhm.
and then it goes before the town council for approval for that zone to be, that an applicant would propose a new zone to the town council. And if it's houses, if it's commercial, if it's whatever.
Where is the town and its requirement to have, what is it, 15% low income housing or whatever?
We're working on it.
What is it?
It's but 10%.
Oh, just 10?
Yeah. We're not as far off as we used to be. We're certainly. I don't know the number off the top of my head.
Are the condos going in? Is it up at, what is it, Tioga Village? What's the other condo place that's supposedly going in the 27 units? Is that up by,
27
is
units.
that up by Tioga? Well,
There's the only ones I know of are there's like 12 going in here.
what's that called?
Sienna condos.
Sienna condos, yeah.
No, there was one that was on the Coventry town page one.
There is a big one going in around Tioga.
Yeah,
That's 127.
yeah, 127, yeah.
Yeah.
So
The villages.
The village, that's the one. that's the
Village
big
at
one.
Tioga, yeah, that's
Down by East Shore.
Yeah.
Road.
yeah, that's
Right.
this property right here.
Mm.
Oh, it's long.
Yeah, that's 100 and
That's why I was surprised when they said 127 condos.
no, I think it's more than that.
Like, who's,
But, so, yeah, this came before me and I thought I'd bring it up.
So
What is that
Do we-
big area? Yeah,
This.
that,
This is the
Age averse.
yeah.
300 Abbott's Cross.
Yeah.
oh, there's a house on it.
Yeah.
If the land trust were, let's go hypothetical. If the land trust were to purchase the old golf course. What is what are you bound by anything that the land cannot be used for certain purposes?
Yep,
You cannot put a disc golf course
correct.
on it, correct?
Correct.
Hunting, motorized vehicles, things like that.
Okay,
You can't do any of that stuff. It's supposed to be like nature trails, walking trails.
gotcha.
Research, those types of things, yeah.
Okay,
But the thing with that too is right, the chemical stuff worries me. And the cleanup, and not only purchasing, it's fine to purchase it, but the cleanup of it.
Right,
yeah,
We don't wanna
Yeah.
own something that has toxicity
that's
or,
my big concern.
yeah,
there's a lot of work to be done.
yeah.
On that property that I'm not sure right now the land trust is capable of handling.
Unless our budget
Yeah.
allowed us to handle it,
And we were able to get,
so we could contract with
Someone,
someone
yeah.
to do some cleanup,
Yeah, but
especially if
that's-
it's hazardous
You're
material.
going from a $3,500 budget to who knows what you
like
be.
200 grand.
Right, but
to
we,
do all that.
but the money
Yeah.
is put aside for that, if it's for the acquisition of property, to acquire that property, we'd have to have it cleaned
Right, oh,
before
yeah,
we could purchase it.
yeah,
Right, and the 3 million that's set aside is strictly for
acquisition,
acquisition, right?
Acquisitions, yeah.
Not for any type of
right, we could have that.
development, so to speak. I mean, would you be open, would it open? Purchasing that property under the land trust, are there grants out there that would? Allow, that you could apply for to remediate parts of that property to turn it
Yeah.
into trails and whatnot?
There are, yeah,
Cause I mean, honestly, that property, purchasing that property, that is like a probably 20-year plan to develop it into something that is, trails and nature conservancy, things like that, I would imagine. Like that would be a long-term, you'd be playing the long game on that one.
Yeah.
Not that it's a bad thing, because once it's yours, then being the land trust, then you have nothing but time at that point. It's secure, it's under the land trust control, and
What's kind of nice about getting it before it becomes too grown is if we wanted to try to maintain parts of it as meadow and shrubbery and stuff and allow some of it to become more tree, we can keep it from,
yeah, it's easier to do it now.
Yeah.
than-
It sounds like the town really wants us to consider this items.
I don't speak for what the town wants to do. For my own interest, because I do hear from people that, you have Whipple right over there, and to have Whipple, have that piece of property conserved in a densely populated area is a very good thing.
Yeah,
So this, I'm just speaking as me, not
Sure.
on behalf of the town whatsoever. To have another piece of property in that area of town be preserved in perpetuity is a good thing, because, I would rather see it preserved in that way than to put more housing units
Yeah.
in there, which you can see based on what Josh's office is dealing with, is the level of interest in building in Coventry is growing. So
right.
that's gonna be very attractive to build on. So is there a way that either the land trust or the town can preserve it? I don't know.
I wonder if they can do a hybrid, so that it's a joint activity.
Yeah.
If you have to, as far as purchasing it or owning it,
a little of both, because the maintenance on that and the development of it, to clean it and to get it to where we want to be is not just, you know, walking and putting up. You almost need a professional staff.
You do, yeah. And if
That's
we,
where it gets tricky.
and if we
Yeah.
split it, it's
Right.
like,
Yeah.
leave maybe that forested section and, you know, that half,
Right.
leave that to us, give the eastern section to you. Do disc golf or whatever on it,
Can you do that
I
though?
don't know.
I
Like,
don't know.
like if the land trust were to outright buy that property.
Yep.
Sign a check over, it's in the possession of the land trust.
Mhm.
Can it then be given some type of easement for use for recreation, or is it like,
I scanned through the stuff that you sent Josh, that 66-acre thing, acre page thing,
Mhm.
and there was a section about like selling or, you know, reallocating
yeah,
property. It's not, we're not bound to keep something in perpetuity.
okay,
So
Yeah.
we'd have to look
That-
at that some more, but it would seem like there's a way.
yeah,
Yeah, that part is, which might apply here, it's designed for if we buy something and we discover it's like a super fun site.
Right, then we
Then
don't
we
have to
offload
keep
it.
it.
because if the DEM acquisition and development grant, the town has to have control of it, has to be town property. If it's under, the deed is to the land trust, I cannot apply for this particular grant to the DEM to then develop a disc golf course or
Mhm.
a dog park or something of that nature, because the town does not have the deed to that property.
And the other thing I could eventually see down the line, if we buy it and then sell it off to Parks and Rec, not that you would do this, but I could see it opening up a can of worms of other people seeing, oh, well, that area is not developed, let's turn it into a whatever, which happened, I think, in Situate a few years ago.
If you were to purchase it, you should own it 100% forever, because if you were to purchase it and then turn around and sell part or all to the town, then unless it's in some type of agreement selling it over, the town can do whatever it
Yeah.
wants with it. Whereas if it's in your control and your care,
don't
you
sell
can
it,
do
yeah.
what you want with it. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to do something with it in a year from now. You have all of time to figure out what to do and find and chip away at it piece by piece.
Isn't recreation a
Passive.
So hiking, walking, not
throwing a
disc
frisbee
golf,
makes it not?
because
Won't
you have to
disturb-
install stuff
yeah.
and you have to
Mm,
maintain
yeah.
those.
Mhm. Bird watching, yeah,
Yeah.
those are the passive
Mhm.
activities, yeah.
I mean, at that point, you could maybe, if there's any trail grants or anything like that, then that's when you could kick in and, apply for trail grants or, something of that nature. It's not the best time of year, but it might be worthwhile to have a couple of you go walk part of the property and just put eyes on it and see what you see. Even if you do it in 2 groups of 3 or 2 groups of 2 or something like that.
Do you have the owner's information so we can get permission to do?
Yeah, it's Island Green Golf LLC. They're in North Providence.
Did they give you a card? Do you know the
He did not. I gave him my card.
Oh, so he's been calling your old number.
Because then actually seeing it, I don't know what you would see since the snow fell, but you might see any remnants of the old golf course if there are any, whatever was left behind.
Yeah.
I
It would,
mean, you might not see if there are irrigation lines buried there, you might not see those. But
it would be nice to walk it. I also wondering if when you contact him, if he has like old plans for it to see if there are irrigation lines. You know, anything underground we need to be aware of before we.
It's a really nice bird habitat because it's got trees and water and brush and, you get a lot of different.
Yeah, an early successional habitat is increasingly rare in the Northeast. So the better, the more we can do to keep it going, the better, for a million and one wildlife.
I mean, I think you have to look at this property as something that you will not reap the benefits of in your time on this land trust, but you will set the foundation for other people
Mm.
to do. That's the type of property that this is. So it's,
That's the way forestry works. And foresters, manage forest for trees they will never see.
yeah, yeah. So it's not a kind of turnkey operation, so to speak, where it's like, an open space with some trails that are kind of, just need clearing. This is a lot of work, but could be a good project
Mm.
for the land trust to complement Whipple on the other side, or sort of down the road, I guess. But
And support, our mission of protecting Coventry's rural character.
right.
Alright, so it sounds like we all really want to figure out what we want to do here, want to take a good look at it. Would you mind getting in touch with the owner, get some permission and possibly plans or whatever he has of what's under there?
Yep.
And then we can all, maybe we go out in small groups, maybe we go individually, we figure it out from there. And discuss again, January.
Or, you all, go out there and I just,
set as a meeting.
Yeah.
schedule it, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll see what works.
It could be you could totally do an open meeting. As long as you advertise it, you
Yeah.
all could
Yeah.
walk it on a Saturday as an official meeting. You just call the meeting order and then you just kind of walk around. Your agenda is
We
walking on
usually did, yeah.
you don't,
One item,
yeah, you don't need, that's, one item and then you can
one item, public
kind of do your
comment.
thing. That's
Yeah.
actually another
Yeah.
opportunity. Yeah, that's a possibility. Take a Saturday or Sunday and do that.
So
Yep.
how about, you'll contact the guy, we'll figure out availability, see if we do an open meeting, see if it was just individual and have something done up
I
there.
wonder if contact agent, that's not gonna,
Keller Williams.
listed by, I think this was the guy that came in.
There's his phone number.
Might be
Yeah.
worth a start. Yeah.
Thank you. All right. Any other discussion on that? Or are we good? Wait, real quick on the budget, just because it popped back into my head. I asked Kate Sales about budgets for other land trusts. She doesn't have them on hand, but she's happy to facilitate communication between us and the other land trusts to get a budget.
Good.
So I was wondering which land trust would we like to approach? I'm thinking Gloucester might be a good bet because they're municipal, but they also take on big ticket items.
Is it Situate also municipal?
Is West Branch a private land trust?
They're municipal, they're very small though. Like they only have 3 properties and they're very tiny. So they might not have a lot.
Let's try
West-
some Situate then.
Okay, but I could do more.
Well, let's start with them and just, we'll see
Okay.
the comp, We're probably land-wide, we're probably bigger than
Oh, yeah.
both of them, land size-wise, but
Also, if it makes you feel better on budgets, apparently the town of West Warwick has $400 a year. For their
For their
land
land
trust.
trust?
Yeah. So if it makes you feel better.
Hmm.
All right, I'll get in touch with those people, see what I can find out. Any issues of interest for next agenda that are not already on there?
I mean, we may be busy in January, but next year I'd like to propose us looking at developing ordinances for conservation areas.
Sure.
There is no mention of conservation areas in any of the town's documents of what it is, what it does, how it should be run. And the conservation areas shouldn't be run like a park or
Mhm.
town land. It
Right.
has its own unique things. So I think
Yeah.
we as as a group propose to the
Are you,
town
are you
council
meaning
for
for
ordinance?
properties we have that we have no intention of putting trails on and so forth, we own just for the sake of preserving? Coventry Code?
No, anything that we call the conservation area.
Okay.
And there are, because I was poking around on it the other day, the Land Trust Council does have examples. Think of conservation ordinances, but they have examples of legal documents, so that would be a good place to start.
Yeah, I had drafted some back in 2017, but it never got all the way to the town
Okay.
council. So I have a draft.
I
of
would
it.
fill those out and get them as ready as they can be. And then,
We've got it.
I even have a letter to the town council proposing
He's
it.
got it.
because again, if you say, well, we need conservation
Yeah, no,
ordinances, it's
totally
gonna
understand.
hit a brick wall,
Yeah.
but if you do 99.9% of the work and the administration only has to then say to the town council, it's on the agenda for consideration, yada, 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 here it is, then, or to the solicitor who then can whatever, massage it or whatever,
Mhm.
yeah, that would be
Yeah,
extremely,
so when it comes up, I'll apply the draft.
Or, and I want to get everyone's perspective on this because of our agenda length. Do you want to send that draft around for January and then we all take a look? You know, get like some first thoughts on it in January.
I would say maybe, but I'm almost thinking we push it to February and maybe
Yeah,
the budget.
It
has
seems
to
like we
be
have a
done
lot
before
going
I
on.
will reserve a
That's
lot
what
of time.
After
for
the
your
budget's
budget
done, let's do it, yeah.
Okay.
Even if your the January meeting, the only agenda item is budget discussion, then I'm sure you
Yeah.
all could fill
I'm in agreement with
an hour and
that.
a half to 2 hours.
That's what I'm.
But I just wanted to throw it out there, so we're thinking about it for 2026.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm. Anything else? No, I have one thing for you after we're done.
Okay.
No public comment. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
I make that mention.
Do I hear a second? Great. Adjourned at 8:47 PM.
No vote?
All in favor?
Aye.
Been a long day.